Hello again. This is Paul T coming back at you. And we are today going to talk about what is blockchain technology and how does Bitcoin work. And first of all, blockchain is a digital technology. You can't hold it in your hand, but it is information. And what it does is it is a basically a decentralized ledger. And what that means is it keeps track of transactions in a decentralized fashion. Okay, it uses the internet to do this. So there may be multiple secure servers, around the world, and could be as many as 30 secure servers, and they're all talking to each other via the internet. So it's within seconds, they can update one another's status. And then if there is a transaction that is posted on one of the servers, then using cryptography, which is, algorithms that are like a puzzle, right? And it's like a code. And if the cryptographic resolution is not correct, then the transaction is validated, right? So this happens within seconds. So if one of the servers is hacked, right, which is possible, the other servers verify whether that transaction, that hacked transaction, is valid or not using cryptography. And basically, if it doesn't check out, right, the passwords and things are incorrect, then that transaction is validated. And this happens, extremely fast. And when there are multiple servers, it is difficult to hack something instantaneously, especially if there are like 30 servers. To hack all 30 servers instantaneously is, we don't have the technology right now, right? Now, we do have something called quantum computers now, which IBM has developed. And even with quantum computing, it is not necessarily a matter of speed, processing speed, because the quantum computers, I think they have like 20 qubits on the quantum computers right now. But as they add qubits, they estimate like 50 or more qubits, and you'll have exponentially fast processing speeds. But generally speaking, and again, it's too new to really know, but from my understanding, quantum computers are very good at parallel processing functions, not for hacking or sequential functions. So quantum computers probably won't affect our daily lives as much, but for research, right, especially deep level research, mathematics, physics, those types of research problems are well suited to quantum computing and the parallel processing function that it brings. So anyway, but okay, so we have this decentralized ledger. The blockchain technology that it runs off of is very good, but cryptocurrency exchanges still can be hacked. So unless you actually have that private key and you store it off the internet, you might still be hacked, right? Because if someone can get a hold of your private key, or if it's on an exchange where it's freely trading, right? The exchange itself is not powered by blockchain. Therefore, you may be able to corrupt their centralized server. So again, once you have a good amount of cryptocurrency, you might want to put it in cold storage, right? Your private keys, either write them on a piece of paper, or there are devices like the Trezor, which you can hold in cold storage, which means off the internet, off of a computer, right? It's put in a safe. Anyway, so when we're talking about digital coins, okay, and this is right now blockchain is separate from a transactional currency like a Bitcoin or an altcoin. Okay, but the biggest requirement for a digital coin, which seeks to become a global digital currency, is you need to be able to do thousands of transactions per second, right? What we're talking about is scalability. Can it handle the volume that a digital currency would be required to handle, especially day-to-day transactions? Okay, so there is my pick of the future global digital currency. It's called NEM, N-E-M, New Economy Movement. When they launched, they already were at thousands of transactions per second because they knew that's what you needed, right? And Bitcoin is not. Bitcoin does have something that they are trying to implement called the Lightning Network. And this is an effort to try to catch up to other coins that are already fast, that are already reached thousands of transactions per second, like NEM. But the Lightning Network, unfortunately, is outside the main blockchain. Therefore, just like hacking a server or hacking any centralized server, doesn't make sense that if you wanted security, which is what blockchain is for, to establish something outside the network. So the technology is flawed right from the get-go. We know this. Bitcoin will not be the global digital currency because, I mean, it was the first one. So props to Bitcoin and Satoshi. Is it Nakamoto? If he's a real person, don't even know if he is. But props to the Bitcoin development team for coming up with it in the first place. But it probably will not be the one. And because I foresee a digital currency, a global digital currency, having to cross multiple tokens, right? There needs to be a singular platform. Otherwise, if, for example, Bank of America has their token and the Chase Bank or Bank of Japan or a bank in Europe, whatever, right? Everyone has their own tokens. Then you could not send money seamlessly from one entity to the other, right? Because all the different banks would have different tokens and they don't talk to each other, right? You couldn't. That's not the function of blockchain. So for the blockchain ecosystem to develop, it needs to be one or just a few winners of the digital currency race, right? And there can only be one. There can be only one. So, I at this point, I put my bet on a Zem-based exchange, which the developers of NEM are already beginning or have plans for. And in this Zem-based exchange, all the tokens will be based on the NEM platform, and they're already branching out to a lot of different businesses. So I believe business development will be the key to the adoption of a global digital currency. That is one platform for multiple tokens and multiple use cases. By the way, just a brief update. I think we are still at or near the bottom of the trading cycle. Looks like Bitcoin is dropping right now. But as I have said in my other posts, I believe cryptocurrencies will go up over 10,000% again. That's 100 times higher than they are now. So definitely blockchain technology will be transformative to society, but it doesn't necessarily mean that there will be a transactional digital global currency, right? I believe that there may be a couple, and the central banks are working on their versions as well. I don't know much about their technologies. I think they're actually quite hush-hush on it. But again, NEM, New Economy Movement, is already there in many respects. I think they have great technology. They have a lead. They have, their headquarters in Malaysia, and they are already doing great things with a lot of businesses on the ground. And then, as you see, and again, I think we are at or near the bottom, but don't confuse price action with the successful adoption as a global digital currency, right? Because there is a lot of cyclicality. And as you see the price start skyrocketing, I believe it will go parabolic once again, as it has done already 4 times in the past. Don't confuse that as it winning the whole shebang, right? Because all of the cryptocurrencies will be going up at the same time, most likely. And be sure to sell at the top of the buying hysteria. Okay, that's it for now. Bye bye.